This is Snö. He is here at my ranch for training, and today I'm going to show you some of the things that we have been working on. So the first thing is to lunge him, like the typical traditional way to lunge. When he came, it was difficult to lunge him. He wouldn't canter in the lunge, and he would pull a lot on the rein. So we're going to start with that. I'm going to just use typical lunge whip, just so it's possible to lunge him in a typical traditional way. So let's just start. I'm giving him a long rope, and we're going to start on the left. Yes, good. So I'm just letting him walk around me on the loose rope, and I don't want him to pull on the rope or go faster or change the gait if I don't ask him. So for now, when we start, I just want him to walk, and I want him to walk until I ask him to trot. And if he's pulling on the rope, I will just gently pull the rope a little bit towards me and release in the moment he stops pulling. So I've been training him to change hands in 2 ways. He's waiting for me to change the hand. And one of them is to walk backwards. And when I walk backwards, I want him to kind of come in front of me and change to the other hand. Like here, he started to trot a little bit, and I can just wiggle the rope to slow him down and tell him to go back to a walk. And then I'll just walk him a little bit on this side. And I'm very aware of my energy. So now that when we're just walking, I'm keeping my energy very relaxed. And, I want him to look at me and feel my energy. So if I'm just very relaxed and calm, I just want him to walk. And I want him to understand and acknowledge my energy and pay attention to my energy. And now I'm going to change the hand. I'm walking backwards. Good. It's a little bit difficult with the lunge whip. There we go. And then I'm guiding him with my left hand over on the left side. And then I'm just going to let him walk a little bit. And I want him to wait until I ask him to trot. Okay, and then when I'm going to ask him to trot, I'm going to stretch my hand forward and kind of add some more energy. And now I'm just thinking about him trotting. I'm pulling, or I'm leading with my hand a little bit more to the left. And I want him to understand that this means to trot. And like you can see, he's not pulling, he's not pulling on the rope. He's keeping a nice distance. And he's very nice and easy to lunge. When I want him to stop, I'm going to look at his hind, look at his tail. Good. And he will turn and come towards me. Then I'll give him a treat. Good boy. Yes. And when he finishes his treat, I'm going to ask him to change the hand and go to the right. So I'm guiding him towards to the right with my hand. And I want to make it easy for him to read me and understand his job. So I'm going to add some energy in my hand. If he doesn't trot, I'll give him the vocal cue. And yeah, I'll just let him trot around a little bit. And the owner told me that he was difficult to lunge, he wouldn't understand, and he would lack forward motion. But right now I think he's got great forward motion and very easy to lunge right now. So he's been doing a very good job. He's a very fun horse to train because he's very eager to learn, he's very present in the moment. He's really paying attention to me, and I really enjoy working with him. Okay, when I'm pleased with this, I'm going to step towards the hind, and he will turn and come towards me. Good job. Yes. And I'll give him a treat again. So I love to give treats because it really motivates the horse to pay attention and try to do the correct thing, And I want to reward him when he's doing a good job. Yes. I want him to enjoy the session. Good. Now we're going to change the hand again. I'm taking him over to my left, guiding him with my left hand. And it's nice that he first starts to walk. That is kind of the thing I want him to do when I'm just leading him to the side. And when I'm leading a little bit more, he can trot. And then I'm going to ask him to canter, and I have a specific cue for canter. It's this sound. And then he will go into a canter. And I can add the sound a little bit if he's slowing down, or if I feel like he's going to a trot again. I can also add the whip a little bit. Good. And when I want to quit, I'm just saying good, or in Norwegian, bra. And he will stop and get his treat. Good. Yes, good boy. Okay, and I'm always doing everything on both sides. So after we finish on the left, we're going to do exactly the same on the right. He needs to be able to canter both ways. Good. And then I'm leading him to the right. And I just want him to walk. And after we start to canter, he will get a little bit eager. So he will be a little bit more forward and maybe taking initiative to trot. I want him to wait for my cue. Okay, guiding him forward here. Adding the cue for trot. And then for canter. There you go. And I don't want him to pull on the rope. So if he starts to pull, I will just pull him a little bit towards me and then let the rope go when he's not pulling. Good. Bra. But he's not pulling at all. He's being a really good boy. Yes. Clink. And then I'll give him a treat again. Good. Good. Okay, good boy. Now, I'm going to just do some basic groundwork with him without the lunge whip. So, I just want to train him a little bit with the lunge whip, so, it's possible to do that as well. But now I'm going back to more of my way of working with the horse, with just a rope. And I'm going to start with this leading exercise. I just want him to walk beside me. And if I turn towards his hind legs, I want him to step the hind legs over. Very nice. Good. If I step towards his face and his neck, I want him to turn away from me. Good. Good. Really nice. And I just want to feel like if I'm turning, he's going to stick with me on a complete loose rope. He's not going to pull on the rope. He's just paying attention to me and my guidance. And then I'm going close to the wall to stop and back up together with him. Good boy. Good. And I like to do this close to the wall until I feel like the horse is getting really good at backing up, because the wall will help him back up in a straight line. So we're just backing up close to the wall for now. Good. Then I'm moving backwards a little bit, changing the hand on the rope. And we're going to do the same on this side. So I'll just walk a little bit, see if he will pay attention and follow. I'm going to turn towards the hind legs. See if he will step over. Very good. I will turn towards his face and his neck and see if he can move away from me. Nice and easy. Good. Very good. And then we're going to go a little bit over here. And on the way, I might just do a little zigzag to kind of see if he will pay attention and follow. Good. And then we're going to go back to the wall to stop and back up. Good. Okay. And he will get a little treat. Good boy. The next thing I'm going to do is to lunge him a little bit with just a rope and launch him a little bit more all over the place, not just in a circle. So I'm doing exactly the same here. I'm just going to guide the way I want him to go. And I'm keeping my hand to the right to guide him in the right direction, but I'm not stretching my hand forward as much because then he might think that he's going to trot. So I'm just keeping my hand a little bit more passive like this. And you can tell that I'm just keeping the rope hanging over my finger because I want all the communication to be very soft and light with no pulling and with no need to use a lot of physical energy. Very good. If I walk backwards, I'm taking my hands closer together. Up, up, up. And I want him to change over on the left. Good boy. And then we're going to go a little bit to the left as well. And I'm keeping my hand a little bit to the left, you can see. But I'm not stretching my hand forward. Because I want him to be able to read my energy and read my body language. I'm going to go backwards a little bit again, see if he will come in front. Good. And go over to the right. Very good. And then I'm going to change hand one more time and see if he will do it a little bit better. I'm going to go backwards again. Change to the left. There you go. Better. Then I'm going to stretch my hand forward and ask him to trot. And I'm going to do exactly the same. And I like to practice moving and also standing still because I don't want to be stuck in the same place all the time. And I also want him to be able to keep on going even if I'm just standing here. Because as long as I'm guiding him with my left hand, I'm telling him to keep on moving. If I take my hand towards me, it will mean to slow down. But you can see all the time I'm keeping my hand out. And it is to tell him that he should keep on going. Good. And then I can stop by moving towards the hind legs. Good. Good. And give him a little treat again. I don't want to launch him too much and too long before stopping and rewarding. As long as he's doing a good job, I'm going to stop and reward quite fast. It's quite boring for a horse to run and run and run and run without anything happening. So, I don't want to be launching him for way too long. Then I'm going to guide him a little bit to the right. Also, we're going to ride, so I don't want him to be too tired. And I'm going to stretch my hand forward. Ask him to trot. And practice a little bit on this side. Guiding him to the right. Just keeping the rope loose over my hand. I can hold the rope with 2 fingers if I want to. Or just let the rope hang over my hand like this. And he will pay attention. He will not pull on the rope. He's very comfortable to communicate with right now. If he slows down, you can just make the cue and wave a little bit with the rope if you have to. Good. And when he's doing a good job, I'm stepping towards the hind, having him turn and face me. This is also a great thing to do to help the horse not pull on the rope. Because when I'm moving towards his hind, he will turn and come towards me, which is quite the opposite of pulling out from the circle. So I've been teaching him this to help him not pull. I want him to pay attention to me and kind of expect me moving towards his hind to help him turn towards me instead of turning out and away from me. So this is really good training and a good exercise for horses that really pull on the rope. Good. Okay. The last thing I do from the ground is just practice a little bit backing up. And when I'm backing up, I want to have a little bit of room behind me. So I want him to back down with the head down. So I'm just adding 2 fingers on the rope and kind of moving my hand a little bit back and forth. And in the moment I feel like he's putting his head down, I'm releasing, adding a little pressure, see if he can back up. Good. There you go. Good. There you go. Good boy. Good. And this exercise is great for helping him lowering his head. When he feels the pressure on the rein, I don't want him to move the head up. I want him to start to think about moving his head down and also be soft on the rein. Good. Okay. Then we're ready to start riding a little bit. So another thing the owner told me was that she felt that he was a bit confused with riding, like he didn't quite understand. It was a little bit difficult to steer him, and he would not respond to the seat or the energy from the rider. So we have been working a lot with that. And I've also been teaching him some extra things that I'm going to show you. And basically the owner wanted me to train him so he was able to be ridden in walk, trot, and canter, and be steered quite easily with the seat. And he's been doing very well, so I've also been teaching him some extra stuff. Yes. Okay. Then we have the reins. Good boy. Then I'm going to move him over here to get on. Yes. Just putting him next to this little thing here. Good. I'm first going to put him next to the thing, and when he's standing where I want him to, I'm just going to give him a little treat. I'm going to let him stand on loose reins, and then I'm just putting my leg over. Get the stirrups, and give him another treat. Good, good, good. Okay, he's been standing still, and we're ready to go. I'm going to lift the reins and add my legs close to his body and ask him to move. And when you want the horse to be good at riding with your seat, you have to be really aware of your own body and use your body all the time correctly when you're riding. So I like to start with doing some small circles, guiding him mostly with my seat, and you can see that I'm hardly using the reins at all. Right now I'm steering him around this circle with my left leg, with my left side of the body. And it's nice to always look ahead where you want to go. So I'm coming here, I'm planning this small circle, I'm opening up my inside leg, adding pressure with my outside leg, steering him around. And I'm trying to use the reins as little as possible. But if you need some extra help, I will use the rein as well. And then we're just going to follow down all the arena. I like to start the session just riding a little bit around all of the arena and just feel him out, see how he feels today. And then doing another circle, guiding him in, looking where I'm going, using my outside leg, steering him over, really nice, good. If he comes inside of all the arena, of the way around, I'm just going to block him with my inside leg a little bit. And here I'm going to steer him half a circle around and change the lead. And I'm just going to feel him out a little bit, see if he can turn a little circle here. There you go. Very nice. And continuing this way. So one thing I really like about this horse is that I feel like he's really focused, and I feel like he really wants to learn. So it's quite nice to work with him. Good. He's also a very fast or a quick learner, so it doesn't take a lot of time for him to understand, which is really nice. Something I teach all my horses is to stop with my vocal cue and with my energy. So I don't need to use the reins to stop. Whoa. So I'm actually just lowering my hands like this, using the sound. And I basically just quit riding. So I just sit completely relaxed in the saddle. Like my energy is just off. My legs are out away from his body and I'm just relaxed. And I want him to pay attention and feel this difference. And each and every time I stop, I will give treats. And this will really help motivate the horse to pay attention to you and focus on your energy and your cues when you're riding. Okay, once I feel like he's moving quite well in a walk, I'm going to start to trot him. And you know, he's an Icelandic horse, so he's got quite a few different gaits. But I'm trying to keep him in a trot. So if he's doing something else, I'm just going to sit down. And once he's trotting, I'm going to go back into a light seat. I feel like he's got a little bit more energy today. But he's still doing well. When I'm trotting with him, I'm not asking him for a small circles like I do in a walk. I will make the circles a little bit bigger, but I will steer him exactly the same, using my seat and my legs to guide him. And I will just add the reins if I feel like he's not responding or not understanding. Very nice. But you can see I hardly need to use the reins at all. He's doing a really good job. One thing that is really nice to practice when you're teaching the horse to follow your seat and your legs is to ride in like a serpentine or an S. Good. There you go. And see if he can pay attention enough. And trust me not to ride him straight into the wall. Guiding him over here. Trying to go quite to the wall. And then steering him over to the other side. Steering him over here. Looking where I want to go. Planning. We're going to go to the left, to the left, to the left. Yes. Good boy. I might do a little circle again. There you go. And do a small diagonal. And change the lead. And practice a little bit on this side as well. Opening up my inside leg. Using my outside leg to steer him. And really trying to let him trot on loose reins. I want the communication to be very soft and very light. Very good. He's doing a very good job. So I'm going to ask him to stop. Whoa. Good. And give him a treat again. And just like with the groundwork, you know, I don't want to ride too long before giving him a treat. He's still learning quite the basic stuff. And I want to keep him motivated and focused. So stopping and rewarding will help me get him more interested in learning. Good. Good boy. Okay, very nice. Then I'm going to walk a little bit again. So after I trot, I will typically go back to walking a little bit, just to keep him relaxed. And then we're going to practice the canter a little bit. And after we practice the canter, we will practice some other things. So I don't want like the canter to be the last thing we do, because then he might get a little bit excited. And kind of, like the horse will remember very well the last thing you do before you quit. So if you canter and you quit with the canter, he might go into the arena the next day and be kind of ready to canter, because he will think that that will make us quit and he will get treats. So that's why I'm trying to do the canter kind of in the middle of the session, a little bit with him. And I'm just gonna ask him to trot. And then we're gonna, it's not accustomed to me talking while we're training, but I'm gonna ask him to canter here, sit down, make the canter cue. He's actually got a really good canter for an Icelandic horse. He didn't want to go into the camera. Okay, we'll try one more time. And then we're gonna stop over on the other side here. Whoa. And he will stop immediately without needing to pull the rein. He will turn a little bit, so he will have to practice stopping without turning. If he's turning, you can just kind of turn him back before giving him the treat. Good boy. But I feel like he's definitely got a lot of forward motion, and he will very easily go into the canter. Good. He's also able to do the big circles, so I would say he's quite canter strong. Yes. Good boy. I'm just going to give him a little minute to stand still and give him a break. And then we're going to start to walk. If he's walking backwards, I'm just keeping the energy on my legs a little bit. There you go. And ask him to move. Good. Okay. Then we're just going to do the canter a little bit on the opposite side as well. I'm going to turn him over. Really nice. All the way over to this side. A little bit more. Yeah, very nice. And you can tell I'm walking again because I just want him to be calm after we canter. I don't want him to get super excited. So we're just going to walk a little bit. Then I'm going to ask him to trot. Good. And then I'm going to ask for the canter. If I feel like he's slowing down, I'm just adding the cue a little bit more. Oh, good boy. Yes, good boy. I can tell that he gets a little bit confused when I'm talking. Sometimes he will think that I'm giving him a cue, but not too bad. Okay, so that's basically what the owner wanted me to teach him. And he's been doing so well, so I've decided to teach him a few extra things as well. Yes, good boy. Before we start with that, I just want to show one nice thing you can do to just test how well he's listening to the seat. And that is just to actually ride around, ask him to randomly turn. So here, for example, I will ask him to turn to the left quite well. And you have to really use your body to get this to work. So when I'm turning to the right, I'm opening up my right side. I'm kind of leaning in, pushing him over with my outside leg. Very good. And then I'm riding a little bit this way. And I'm going to go again here, turn him to the left, adding my outside leg. And I'm guiding him with my rein, but there is no pressure on the rein. So I'm just using my hand as a guide, but I'm not pulling on it. So this rein on the inside is completely loose. Good. Oh, stop. Okay. So I decided to also teach him how to move the hind legs around and also start to do a leg yield. And he's been doing really well. So we're going to start with moving the hind legs a little bit. And when he finishes his treat. So I'm going to start on this side. I'm going to take my leg back, look towards his hind leg, and see if he can step the hind legs over. Very good. And this is really all you need to be able to start doing the leg yield. Good boy. Okay, giving him treats on this side. Yes. Good boy. And it's important to check that it works on both sides. So I'm gonna do it on this side as well. There you go. Move, 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 move. Beautiful. Good. Bra. Really bra. Giving him treats again. Okay, very nice. And then we'll try to do a little bit of a leg yield. Yes. Once the horse understands the leg yield and moving the hind legs, it kind of opens up the world to everything you can start to do with the horse. It's really going to improve the overall riding experience. Yes, yes, yes. We're going to start. Good. He's like wanting to move the hind legs again. Yeah, we're going to come down the central line. So we're just going to walk over here. And it also will really help being able to bend the horse around your inside leg. So you can also start to do a shoulder in, bend the horse, and flexing left and right when you're riding straight. It's really, like the building blocks of riding. So I'm going to turn in on the central line and we're going to start to do a leg yield to the right. And I'm just going to give him the cue and see if he can do a little bit of a leg yield. Good. Good. Good boy. He's just been practicing this for a few days, so I think he's doing really well. Good. Good boy. He needs to practice a bit more to become really well at it, but it's nice to kind of start. So it's going to be a little bit easier for the owner to kind of start to ride him. And here he's a little bit confused. There you go. Okay. And then we're gonna come down this way. So he's in a moment where he's learning a lot of new things, and sometimes, he will misunderstand a little bit. Just try to be clear and patient with the horse. And when they get a little bit more confident, they will be a little bit more it will be easier for them to sort out the different things. Good? Good boy. All right, good. Good boy. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. So now he's able to kind of do a leg yield or an introduction to leg yield. We're going to do one more time each way. And yeah, I think he's a really, really great horse. I really enjoy working with him. So we're going to come down the central line again. Steering him with my legs. Good. Going to take a little bit shorter reins this time. Putting my inside leg backwards, guiding him with my hands. Good. 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 Very good. Bra. Flink. Giving him treats. Good boy. Yes. Flink. Good. Bra. Okay, and we're going to do one more time on the other hand. And now I'm going to see if he will be able to kind of change the hand a little. Yes, perfect. Good. Good. I'm adding the sound a little bit just to kind of help him move forward a little bit if I feel like he's losing the forward motion. But typically I'm only going to use this sound for trotting. But if I feel like he's getting a little bit stuck, like not moving with my legs, I'm going to add the sound as well to help him understand I want him to move forward. So we're coming down the central line a little bit here, putting my leg back, opening up my outside leg, asking him to step to the side. Good boy. Very good. Good. Yes, he's a little bit easier on the right hand. On the left, I feel I need to use my leg a little bit more. Good. Okay, I've also been teaching him to ride with just the neck rope a little bit. So we're just going to go ahead and grab my whip and take off his halter. And I'm going to ride him a little bit with the neck rope as well. And riding with just the neck rope is a great way to improve your cues with your seat and also help the horse to understand and pay attention to the cues without using the reins. Good. Just going to take off his halter. I think it's also nice. I really enjoy riding with just the neck rope, especially when I'm just doing basic stuff. Giving him treats. Good. And it's nice for the owner to be able to, ride in the neck rope if she wants to. And now he knows. Yes. All right. Good boy. So we're going to go. I'm just going to start in a walk and just check that he is focused and he will pay attention to me and my seat. And I'm just keeping the whip in case I need to block him or give him a little extra guidance, but I'm going to try to not use it. I'm not going to use the whip to actually whip the horse. I'm just using the whip to guide. But when you're riding with just the neck rope, it's nice to have something else, in case the neck rope is not working. So I'm just keeping this completely loose. I'm just holding my hand on this, but I will mostly try to guide him with my legs and not use the neck rope way too much. So it's just the same. I'm going to look where I'm going. I'm going to use my legs to steer him around. And if I feel like he's getting a little bit stuck, I can add this whip to steer him a little bit more. So he has learned that, if I put the whip up on his side, on the side of his neck, he will turn away from it. Good. He's a little bit more awake and jumpy than he usually is. Good. Good. There you go. And then I will turn over here and ride a little bit the other way. Good. He's trying to do the leg yield a little bit. And I like to keep the whip on my outside hand. So when I'm over here on my right hand, I'm going to keep the whip in my left hand. And we're just practicing a little bit, doing some small circles. I like to do small circles because it will really help me to understand or to kind of get an assurance that the horse is listening and able to steer and able to turn. So big circles is a bit easier, but smaller circles will help me improve the steering a little bit more. So that's why I like to practice this. Using my leg, steering him over. Pass. Good boy. It's very nice, easy to steer. There you go. Oh. And he will stop very well on the vocal cue and my seat. Good boy. Yes. Good. Then, to finish this off, we're just going to trot a little bit, and he will be finished for today. Yes. Good boy. Okay, let's go. There we go. And again, when I'm trotting, I'm not going to do the circles quite as small. I'm gonna make them a little bit bigger. And I also want him to be able to keep the normal trot and not do a lot of different gaits, you know? So if the circles are a bit more small, he will maybe change the gait and do something different. If the circles are a bit bigger in the trot, he will typically be able to stay in the trot, which is nice. Buzz. Good. And you can tell that I'm really trusting him. I don't need to close the gate or anything. I really feel comfortable riding him. Turning over to this side. Change over to this side. Good. And ride him a little bit here on the left hand as well. And I really just want him to trot relaxed and not feel him speeding up. And he's doing a really good job. I want him to just follow the energy I'm sending with my legs. And now I'm sending him quite a relaxed energy. I don't really want to trot faster than this. Good. This circle was a little bit small. There we go. That was better. Really nice. There we go. There, he changed the gait. So I'm squeezing him with my legs until there. He's changing. And then I'll immediately go back into a light seat. So it will also help him understand that I want the trot. So each time he's trotting, I'm in a light seat. If he's doing something else, I'm sitting down and squeezing him a little bit more with my legs. Turn him in. A little bit more to the center. Oh, good boy. Okay. Good. And that's it with him for this session. Yes. Good boy. I think he's doing really well. He's focused, he's paying attention, and he still has a lot to learn, but I definitely think the owner will feel a big difference and feel like he is understanding a little bit more, and that it's possible to ride him with the seat and with your energy, and he will understand the cues. So yeah, that's it.